Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been on here for a little bit, but I kind of had like a little bit of a video block. I didn't really know what I wanted to post. So yeah, I decided to do a review on the recently released movie, The Nun. So stay tuned if you'd like to see a review of it. I'm gonna try my best not to give away like any spoilers or too many scenes for those that have not seen it yet and would like to see it. I don't want to ruin the movie for you, so I'm gonna try my best to keep my little trap shut when it comes to spoilers. I thought, why not do a review on this movie? I mean, I love horror movies. I live for horror movies. I'm a horror movie fanatic. I've always been that way since I was young. My sister and I used to watch The Exorcist and we were like 6 years old. I love horror movies, and I was very excited about this one in particular coming out. You know, the trailer didn't really give away much about the movie. It was eerie and we knew it was going to be creepy. We knew that there were going to be pop-ups. In the trailer there was a pop-up.
Hello.
And we knew the movie was supposed to be about this evil nun we were introduced to from The Conjuring, and we were supposed to find out more about this nun, about the story, how it originated. So I was like, when I saw the trailer, having seen all the Conjurings, the Annabelle, I mean, it's all directed by the same person, so I was hyped. I was like, yes, I can't wait for this movie to come out. Like, finally, another good horror movie to go see. Because I fell in love with The Conjuring. It's like one of my favorite horror movies. A lot of horror movies these days, it takes a lot to scare me. I mean, they're very repetitive. You could see what's gonna happen before it happens. It kind of just, it gets old. It gets kind of, you know, there's a lot of horror movies out there like that, and I just love a good scare. At the same time, I've watched so many, it's just like, alright, I knew that was gonna happen. But yeah, I was really excited about going to see this movie, so I literally went the day after it came out. I didn't get a ticket the day of because it sold out so fast and I should have bought it in advance, but I did get it the day after. So I wanted to wait a little bit for the reviews before I made this video, just to kind of get a feel of what the general public thought about this movie, because I know what I thought about this movie and I have my own opinion, but I wanted to see what other people thought. But before I get into that, I'm just gonna give you a little synopsis of the movie in case you were wondering what it's about. Basically, it starts off with this young nun who was being tormented or haunted by this demonic nun. It was located in Romania in an abbey, and this nun commits suicide. The Vatican found out about it and they sent a nun in training. She was on the brink of doing her final vows, and a priest. So the both of them, sent by the Vatican, had to go to the abbey in Romania to find out and investigate what happened to this nun, what happened to cause this nun to commit suicide, what's really going on over there. So send those two to find out. So upon arriving there, you know, they're basically finding out a lot of things about this abbey that they didn't know about before. They came across things that they weren't expecting to find. So that's where the story, you know, starts, and we start to find out about this abbey in Romania. We start to find out about the malevolent demonic nun that stays there. We have three really main characters that would follow through the whole film. The young nun in training, who's played by Thaisa Farmiga. She brings about this very innocent character who's now trying to find her way, who's now solidifying herself as a nun. She is kind of sidetracked a little bit by this very charming and cute delivery boy who is known as Frenchie. He really brings the sense of humor to the film because it is a very, very, very creepy, dark film, and you know, with that it needs a bit of quirkiness, funniness, lightness to it. So he kind of like has this eye for Sister Irene, and he kind of, you know, flirts with her or whatever, and it's funny because He's trying to be respectful, but he is putting those little comments out there, so it's kind of funny. Frenchie, originally, he was the one that actually found the nun who committed suicide. And then you have Father Burke. He has a history, a dark history, when it comes to a exorcism that he performed on a little boy. So he has a little bit of stuff that's bothering him still. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that. That is kind of a lot, so I don't want to spoil anything. So Thaisa Farmiga did a really good job as the lead female. I loved her from, what's that TV show called? American Horror Story. She was in a couple of seasons of American Horror Story, and I absolutely loved her from that. So I already knew how she acts a little, so I was like, yes, they put her as the lead, I'm happy. So in the credits after the movie, I saw that her last name is Farmiga, and I'm like, I know Vera Farmiga from Bates Motel. I really enjoyed that series. I loved her in that show. She's also from The Conjuring. She plays Lorraine Warren. So seeing that she had the same last name as Vera Farmiga, I'm like, oh, they're related. So I thought at first, okay, maybe that's her daughter or sister. I googled it, confirmed it is her sister. How dope is that they're both part of the Conjuring franchise? Like, that's so awesome. I really do appreciate her being part of this as well. I wonder if it's just a character thing, or does it tie into maybe the next movie that comes out in the Conjuring franchise? Who knows? We'll see. We shall see. I'm gonna tell you about the movie reviews that I found. According to movie critics and movie reviews after the movie came out, there was a lot of, I was surprised, there was a lot of negative feedback on this movie, and I'm just a bit confused as to why that is. I was reading some of the comments. One in particular that came about a lot in the movie reviews was that there was a complete and utter lack of a plot in this movie. I get that. I do see that. It is a bit confusing, the plot of the movie. As the movie goes on, we're trying to figure out, why is this nun tormenting them? How did this nun come about? And what is the purpose? That was the most important question of the movie. I kind of feel like they did answer it, but they didn't answer it like fully. After watching the movie, I'm still unsure on how this nun originated. You know, in terms of the story, we didn't really get the story of the nun. We got a story of the abbey, but it kind of just, it doesn't explain, did it possess someone and it came as a vessel through one of the nuns? It didn't really answer that. Nonetheless, I feel good about what I saw. Like, it was hella creepy. It scared the shit out of me. The scenery was gorgeously done. It was spooky. I especially loved the gravesite. It did a couple scenes in the gravesite, and that was creepy as heck. I was so creeped out. How they had like the crazy amount of crosses. I forgot who said this line from the movie. I'm paraphrasing here, but I think it was Frenchie. He said that he thinks the crosses are actually keeping the evil in rather than keeping it out. I was like, the building itself, the nuns that they had.
We need to pray now. And whatever happens, whatever you may see or hear, keep your eyes forward and don't stop praying.
Oh my gosh, everything, just the makeup design, the set design, everything was just like creepy guys. There were a lot of pop-ups. I love pop-ups. So like, I just like to jump and be like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my gosh, I'm scared. If a movie could do a pop-up and actually really scare me, it's a good movie in my opinion. I live for that stuff. I'm not disappointed. Love the characters and the cast. I love the fact that they really played on this demonic nun. There's just something about something that's supposed to be holy like a nun and holy like a nun's convent or abbey. It's just supposed to be very holy, and they twist that, make it dark and evil, and it's just like there's something about that. Me being religious and also people that aren't religious, something about that that's just really, really dark and twisted, and like, what were you thinking? It's just not right. Very creepy thing to begin with, delivered well in my opinion. Even though the plot was a little bit confusing and we didn't really learn too much about the demonic nun, they focused so much more on the scaring and the scare tactics, scare effects, I guess, and they didn't really expand or elaborate on the storyline of the nun. They did brush over it a bit. So yeah, that would be my only complaint. I do agree with the general public that they shouldn't have brushed over those things. But then again, it was a scary ass movie. So I mean, don't complain. So I didn't include any spoilers. I didn't talk about anything. I would like to add though that there is a connection between this movie and the first, I believe it was the first Conjuring. You will see it connects at the end and you will be like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that. I'll tell you guys, I went with my family and it was 4 of us. 20 minutes in the movie, I look across, we're all slouched down in our seats and my brother's like digging into my arm, he's scared, and my sister and my mom just like bunched together, they're like this, looking through their hands, and I'm over here with my sweater like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen, oh my gosh. My sister whispered to me, she's like, yo, this movie don't give you any breaks. As soon as something happens, something else already lined up to happen. We were cracking jokes, but we were like so scared at the same time. And after the movie's done, we're just like staring at the credits and the screen, and we're just like, whoa, what did we just watch? That was creepy. Kudos to them. Just wanted to put this positive review out there because they've been getting a lot of negative reviews, and I feel like YouTube needs a positive review for this movie because I really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait for another Conjuring franchise movie because I am a big fan. Please include Ed and Lorraine in the next one, please. I think they mentioned that there was gonna be another sequel to this movie, so I can't wait, guys. Alright, so that concludes my little movie review. I didn't really want to get into the actual plot twist at the end or to any really further details for those of you who wants to watch the movie. If you're a Conjuring fan or horror movie fanatic like me, definitely go watch the movie. Make sure to take all the lights off and blast it when you're watching it so you get the full effect like I did in the movie theater. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, share my video if you like it, ignore the dislike button if you don't like it. Appreciate it. Stay tuned, I'll have some more things coming out soon. Bye!